Hello, hello, and welcome. We haven't done one of these since Adam Cerra was at the tribunal earlier in the year, but welcome to another installment of the AFL Tribunal stream here on the Blue Abroad YouTube channel. Hope we're all doing well. This is a nice little circuit breaker in the usual routine that we have when it comes to previewing, reviewing, rating, fan camming games. We are here under really interesting circumstances because Adam Cerra is off to the tribunal once again for the second time in 2025. Although earlier in the year, I remember, I think he was cited for the push on Jack Bowes maybe, and then we appealed it and he got off and away we went. So the updates will flow through here. I'm going to go through them. We're going to use this as a chance to just hang out, I suppose, go through all the news and try and make sense of why we are here. But firstly, who's here and why are you here? Matt, you're here. Hello, mate. Carlton Blazing Blues is here. Kate Wall, ridiculous bloody call. Yeah, we're going to go through everything and why we're here and how it got here in a moment. Hunter, surely the AFL isn't this desperate to make an example of someone. Well, it looks like Carlton might be that example in two different cases. Tomorrow night, Ben Camporelli will front the tribunal as well, I believe. We're going to touch on that tonight as well. We'll look at the footage and go through all of it. And then they might make an example of Ben. And then tonight, looks like they might be making an example of Adam Cerra because they've wanted to really crack down on umpire contact. So, yeah. Damien, hello, mate. You know what? They might be wasting our time. But also, this is quite fun. Like, somewhere in between it all, it is quite fun. Hello, Lucas. CFC Central. Apparently, TDK has received a 7-year extension. It's news to me, mate. Is it just me, or is there more and more fake news coming out over the last few weeks than ever before? We'll touch on all of that too, but I have no idea. Cal, is that you, CFC Central? I don't know anything about that. If you can show me where that's been reported, I'll gladly look at that. Hello, Christina Bombonati. Peter, Carlton Flaggers 2025. I think you might need to change your name to 2026, but that's okay. Hello, Jen. Good to have you here. Yasu Nikki. Alex. Hey, mate. Of course, Carlton talks back and the AFL love to punish us. Yeah, well, yeah. There's actually so many little bits of nuance in today that I want to get through, including how Ben Camporelli and his suspension and the Carlton social media community actually identified that Dev Robinson needed to be cited and how it actually worked. Like, just bizarre. Damien, no better place to be than right here. Absolutely. I don't know. I don't know about these TDK 7 years. Who's reporting it? Let's start there. Where have you seen that? Never believe it until the club says it. Amen. Exactly right. Okay. Looks like they're running late at the tribunal. David Zeta has started tweeting and he started getting a little funny. So they're running a little bit late. Hello, Jonathan Tedelato. Stephen Dunlop. Hello, Paul. Good to see you, mate. Players have enough to worry on the field. G'day, Josh. Good to see you. All right, let's set the scene, right? This is the footage. This is why we are here. This is exactly why we are here, right? This is what happened. This is the reality. I'm going to play it on like super slow-mo. So where's Cerra? We can't see Cerra. We will see him in a minute. All right, I want to play this super super slow, right? This is why we're here. All right, there's ball up, second quarter. Where is Adam Cerra? Let's have a look. G'day, Robbie. Hello, Stacey. I think Adam Cerra is about to enter here from the left of screen. Okay, there he is. He's right here. So trying to disrupt. Neil's trying to disrupt the Chincotta tag. All right, first bit of contact right there. Body on body with Neil. Neil sees what's going on right here. Tries to make a move. Okay. Well, I actually thought this was a push initially. It's probably not, to be fair. I reckon he goes to push and then realizes he doesn't need to. Cherry's got his back turned to the umpire, and then the contact comes there. Are we suspending people for this now? I don't know. This is why we're here today. So we're still waiting for this tribunal to start. But the reality of the situation is this, right? So there's a two-step process that's going to happen tonight. And this is going to determine what's going to happen to Adam Cerra. He's the first player to face the new punishment under the new rules based on the AFL's crackdown on umpire contact, right? So he was charged with a fourth offence of making careless contact with an umpire on Thursday. With the AFL, and the reason why this has all come about is because the AFL has recently informed clubs that 4 offences over a 2-year period would now be referred directly to the tribunal. So they announced that on the 1st of July. Okay. As of the start of round 17 is when they brought it in. Players who are cited for careless umpire contact 4 or more times in a 2-year period will likely be referred directly to the tribunal. So umpire contact was normally punished by a low-level fine, but the rule change will give the tribunal the power to enforce a larger fine or even a ban for repeat offenders at the tribunal's discretion. So Matt Rowell has had 4. Jack McRae has had 4. Cerra at the time of this initial article was in a situation where he had 3 collisions, and this one is his 4th. They are the current players who have been cited 3 or more times for careless umpire contact. Player records will not be wiped clean, meaning a risk of suspension is on the cards, which is why we're here tonight. The move comes after 63 instances of careless umpire contact, which have occurred after a total of 56 last year and 20 in 2023. Okay, so 2023, there were 20 incidents. Last year, there were 56. This year, already, and this was up until before the start of round 17, there were 63. So obviously, there's an increase in umpire contact. This statement from Andrew Dillon, CEO, said, "We are seeing far too many instances of avoidable umpire contact. And since writing to clubs on this issue in February and again in April, we have not seen a change in behavior and, in fact, seen an increase in umpire contact. We have an obligation to provide the best working environment for everyone, including the umpires. And there have been too many instances of avoidable umpire contact." So I have a feeling tonight we're going to hear the words avoidable a lot. Is it just me, or is this linked to the fact that we've added another umpire onto the field? Am I missing something? Like, isn't that what happened? Didn't we add a 4th umpire onto the field not long ago? Okay. Anyway, so we have begun. Adam Cerra has pleaded guilty to careless contact with an umpire. The AFL is seeking a fine of $6,250 for Adam Cerra. That's what's happening. I think because he's pleaded guilty and the AFL's outlined what they're seeking, we might just be in for a fine tonight. The first step of tonight was to determine whether or not he would plead guilty. So that was step one. So we've done that. Tribunal has now determined whether he intends to plead guilty to the fourth offence, which saw him back into the umpire, Rob O'Gorman, which we've just looked at. If he pleads guilty, which he has, the tribunal will then enter the second phase of the hearing, which would involve... What are we doing? The tribunal will then enter a second phase of the hearing, which is where we are right now. And this is going to involve jury members being shown Cerra's 3 previous incidents of making careless contact with an umpire. The tribunal will then determine the sanction for Cerra, following recommendations on the punishment from both the AFL and the players' representatives, based on the 4 collective incidents, rather than just the 4th incident in isolation. So this one that we've just looked at with Neil and the umpire has basically triggered a jury to now having to have a look at the previous 3 and determining a punishment. Okay. So based on this AFL report, Cerra would not be off the hook then either. If he pleads not guilty to the fourth offence, the jury would first need to determine whether the 4th offence charge is upheld. Now, we don't need to worry about that because he's pleaded guilty. So we're kind of already there. Now, the AFL's chief executive, Andrew Dillon, said last week, it is very unlikely that a player will be suspended if they reach the threshold of 4 or more charges, and instead suggested players will face an increased financial sanction. Anyway, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn my focus back to the tribunal hearing. Also, use this as an opportunity to catch up on anything we haven't spoken about. Went to training earlier today. And also, as always, if anybody would like to join and bring up anything, I can get you in on the show. You can ask any questions. But where we stand right now is that Cerra has pleaded guilty in this moment. Carlton, okay. So the AFL is seeking a fine of $6,250. Carlton says the sanction should be no more than $5,000. A team of lawyers is arguing over a $1,250 difference for a person who will earn hundreds of thousands of dollars every year until at least the end of 2030. So why don't we just take the fine and run? We're now haggling over $1,250. CFC Central, would you like to type out all the tweets? No, I don't want to put that much pressure on you. But that's the latest update right there. Thoughts, anyone? Thoughts? So half the battle's done. He's pleaded guilty. Great. Like, awesome. Bizarre. JD Eagles. Maybe. James, more or less. Although, are we now sitting here trying to figure out whether or not we're going to pay $6,250 or $5,000? Is that what we're doing here? Is that what's happening? And while we're here, we also have an injury update on the Blues. How about that? Let me get through that. Updates on 5 Blues heading into the round. Here we go. Stand by. Here we go. I'll read him out to you. SADA test, 4 players ruled out for round 19. Updates on 5 Blues. Orazio, Fantasia. Scans have confirmed a hamstring strain. No surprise. His return to play timeline to become clearer in round 21. McGovern, he also experienced a hamstring strain, and he will also have his timeline assessed in round 21. Okay. Sard, he's back. Full training, and he's a test. Awesome. Out of concussion protocols, and, he could be back. Okay. Well, there's good signs. All right. I knew this would happen. Jack Silvani, groin soreness. He continues to be monitored. The last update on the 1st of July said round 19, but I was at training earlier today and I didn't see him do much apart from what he did on the sidelines. So Jack Silvani continues to be monitored. The club to provide a further update once Silvani is able to increase his training loads. That is not very... that's not very positive, but whatever. At least Harry O'Farrell will play. Harry Mackay. So it was round 19 or 20. Looks like round 20. Will be given the 2 weeks to train fully with the aim to be available to play against Hawthorn. I think that makes sense given it's a 5-day turnaround from Saturday night. So Harry Mackay could be ready for Hawthorn. Oh, that's it. Oh, was that it? Okay, there we go. There's your injury list. Nothing new on Walshy. So McGovern, Fantasia out from the previous game. Sard could come in. And there's your updates. There you go. There's life. Mark, hey mate.
Hey bro, how you going?
Yeah, I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm not going to stay long, man. I've got no voice.
No worries.
But,
Love the commitment.
I just want to say, what the fuck are we doing, man? Like, this is the weirdest tribunal case I've ever fucking witnessed in my life.
I thought, okay, what have we done? I thought the Harry Mackay one was the weirdest one. Do you remember the Kate,
Yeah.
the kicking action interference technique?
Yeah.
Now we're like sitting here with a guilty plea, but I think we're arguing over whether we're going to be paying $6,250 or $5,000.
What the fuck is going on? Like, I'm following it, I'm watching you, and I'm like, surely our sport has not come to this.
Bro, our
Surely,
sport has come to this.
mate. I don't know. Like, it's either you laugh or cry. Like, I thought watching our team play on a weekend is bad. This is worse.
I'm not going to lie. I thought we would be in for a sesh and that they might try and suspend Cerra. If I'm honest, I genuinely thought that's why we would be here tonight. I thought, they'll try and make an example of him. He may have pleaded not guilty, and that would have made this a 3, 4, 5 hour potentially like a session. But he's pleaded guilty, and the AFL have outlined that they're just looking for a big fine.
Yeah, and I think that's what doesn't make sense. Like, if they wanted to suspend him, right? Like, I understand, like, you want to make an example out of a player. It's one of our players. What can you do? But the fact that they're arguing over a fucking difference in money right now, like, it's not going to matter to someone that's going to make up that money so easily, right? Like, I almost wish they would just give him the fine from the start rather than waste everyone's time at the tribunal. Like, it's laughable.
Yes, that is a great point. Why are we here?
It's actually laughable because at the end of the day, right, I would love to be in that tribunal room because I guarantee none of them would have a straight face right now.
They can't.
But if they've got a straight face, man, they're doing an amazing job because, like, I can imagine Cerra right now would be laughing his ass off right now.
Well, the legal fees will be probably half of the $6,000, like give or take. Yeah.
I still think like it's just a waste of time right now. Like your time is being wasted, and you're choosing to do this.
I
But
don't mind.
David Zeta, like he's the one that kills me the most. He's the one that kills me the most, man. Like, just get the man his schnitz, I reckon.
I agree. What's
But
your how are you feeling about the Blues in general while I got you? Just ticking along?
honestly, mate, I've just sort of learnt this year to not so much distance myself because I'll always be Carlton, but to sort of not let it get to me because at the end of the day, right, we're in a situation. What can you do?
Yeah.
Would I ever, swirl abuse at him? Would I ever not support him? Would I ever not go to a game? No. But for those that have chosen not to go to a game or chosen to leave early, I don't hold that against them. But that doesn't mean then they're not any less of a supporter. Right.
Yeah.
So I think it's important for us as members and fans in particular to stick fat together. Like we got to stay united together. Right.
That's important.
The changes will come. We know they'll
Mm.
come. I am just hoping, and I'm sure we're all hoping the changes are made for the right reasons and the right changes, like you have said so many times before. It's so easy to make a change. It's so easy to sack Brad Lloyd. It is so easy to sack Vossi. It is so easy to sack all the assistant coaches. But what's the point in sacking all these people if you're just going to go through the same crap in 3 years' time?
Yeah.
You said to the Prez the other week, you've seen 5 wooden spoons. We've also seen 8 different coaches.
8 flags versus 8 coaches and 5
Yeah.
spoons.
Yeah, yeah. And I actually counted every single one of them, like from Wayne Britton, because I was old enough to remember Wayne Britton, Dennis
Yeah.
Pagan, Mick Morehouse, John Barker, David Teague, Brett Radden, Brennan Bolton. The list goes on. Like, when's it going to end?
Yeah, man.
I just sort of wish we back a coach for once and just sort of
Mhm.
see what happens. Back in a coach, get the right coaches in to help him, get the right head of football in, because to me, the issue is far deeper than Vossi.
Yeah.
And I know other people might disagree. And yes, he might be part of the problem, but he's not the full problem.
Yeah.
And if he goes, they all go with him.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
They all have to go. But yeah, I just thought I'd just jump on and just give you my thoughts on this whole process because it's an absolute ridiculous thing that we're going through right now.
Well, mate, hopefully it doesn't go for too much longer. It's already been 24 minutes of our time.
I honestly reckon, knowing Carter's lawyers, man, and I hate to break this to you, this is going to go for at least another 2 hours.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
He's already pleaded guilty. Like, yeah, maybe it will.
Carlton drag it out, man. Carlton find a way to drag it out.
That's true.
Carlton will find a way to drag it out.
We will see, mate.
Yeah. Anyways, mate, it was good to touch base with you, and we'll
You
chat
too,
soon.
mate. Chat soon.
See you,
See
mate.
ya.
Bye.
So I've got the latest updates here. CFC Central here is writing them as I see them as well. This is the latest update. So from the AFL, Andrew Woods, who's representing the AFL here, says $1,250 more than what would usually be charged is an appropriate increase to achieve specific and general deterrence. Hey, Lewis.
Oh my gosh.
How you doing, mate?
Nothing. I'm alright, man. I'm just getting ready for going to footy training soon.
Nice. Who do you play for?
Yeah. I just came on and just gotta say, why are we here, man? I mean, I just don't get it. I just don't get the sport anymore. I mean, it's gone soft. Like, it's gone absolute soft. It's just not good enough when it comes to it.
I guess like they're trying to make an example here, and maybe that's why they're putting it straight to the tribunal. But to go from 20 umpire contact, 20 instances of careless umpire contact, from 20 to 56 or whatever it was to 63 from up until the 1st of July or round 17, like it's almost tripled.
Yeah.
So I kind of get what we're trying to highlight here. Yeah.
I just look. Here's the thing. For Lockie, let's just talk about Lockie Karen for a sec. Like, is it his fault that the umpire got in the way? No, the umpire was in the way. So if we're gonna make a balance of it, should like the umpires also be fined for getting in the way
Well,
in a play?
that's a great question. Miko put a comment here. What happens if the umpire is careless and injures $1 million player?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then like you go a rule where they have to implement a rule where if the player and the umpire makes a collision and the ball is where they both are, then the play has to be stopped, and it has to be like a ball up or like a stopping play, because it's just unfair for the player and the umpire to like get back up and continue with the game on. It makes no sense. But when it comes to Adam Cerra, I saw the replay. And I just go, yeah, okay, this is where we are right now. I just go, why are we here, man? Like, it's just useless. I'm just saying it right now. I hope that when he's not gonna get suspended, which is great and all, but I feel like the fine is a bit just too much. Like, it's just too much. Like, you got to increase the fine. Like, I don't know why you're gonna do that. Just have some balance. Like, just give him the fine and just leave it.
Well, the person representing Carlton is new. It's Elizabeth Bateman. And her submission, her submission here is to penalise Cerra for the fact there are a lot of umpire contacts this year would be unfair. It would be punishing him for events that he has absolutely no control over. So her argument is just because there's 60 plus other instances, why should Cerra be the one to take the brunt of all of those other contacts? Yeah.
And plus, there's way worse umpire contacts than Adam Cerra's. I feel like Adam Cerra was just probably the least impactful in the game. I've not seen, when I was watching it, I was like, that was the most least impactful thing I've ever seen. It didn't stop. It didn't do anything in the game. The game just kept going on. So when I look at it, it doesn't seem as bad as a lot of people in the AFL are seeing it as. Seriously, I mean, what are you gonna do, man? I mean, the AFL this year, with the umpiring, with the rules changes every year, it's becoming a joke in the game, and I just don't get why, it's implementing it every year. I'm saying this right now. This year, the umpires have been the worst umpires I've ever seen this year. It's just not good enough. And it's just not good enough. Honestly, it's just sad, to be honest. Hopefully next year gets better. But for now, seeing the way it is now is just really bad. It's a struggle.
What time is training?
6 o'clock. So, but it's near my house, so I guess I can just go there if I want.
What position do you play?
I play forward.
Full forward?
I play forward, pocket, and small forward.
Do you apply pressure? Do you tackle?
I tackle, yeah. I apply
pressure. Do you
pressure.
kick goals?
In and there.
Do you want to play on Saturday night?
Huh?
Do you want to play on Saturday? Do you want to play on Saturday night?
I don't want to play for a team that doesn't give 110%. I don't want to play for a team that doesn't they play one quarter of a game and then the 3 quarters next year. Okay, let's go to bed. Or maybe in the 4th quarter we create some kind of comeback just to be getting credit and not make it look bad as it is. Yeah, no, thank you.
Okay, we'll give you hundreds of thousands of dollars. You still don't want to play?
Maybe. Okay, maybe. It's not about the money. It's about success, and that's the problem with people. That's the problem with our club. Some players take a paycheck and leave. Speaking of you, Tom DeConning, by the way, I'm saying right now he's leaving. I don't care. You know what, St Kilda, I'll also give you a box of cookies with him. You can take it, you can leave it. I don't care. He can leave.
You've had enough.
He's been a joke. I don't care if he leaves. Number one ruckman, no way. I'll take Pinnet probably any day. I'm sorry.
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Anyway, if you're gonna ask me a question on how I feel about Carlton so far this year, after the North Melbourne game, which was my last fan camp, let me tell you something. Michael Voss, if Michael Voss is the right man, given the support, if Graham White, if we trust Graham White to make the right changes, then we should trust him. And look, no matter what happens, like Mark said, stick fat with the club, stick through it thin, because we us fans make the club. Without us, when the club is nothing. So we must stick with it. Anyway,
can I just also say before I let you go, I know you got to go, but before you go,
yeah.
Your letter that you wrote on the fan cams was sensational. I really, because it was, I think the week before you came on and you sort of had your thoughts, you hadn't written them down and your thoughts sort of just came out, which is fine. But then the week after you sort of reflected and then you wrote down your thoughts, and the way that they came out was just so
thank you,
efficient. And I thought that was really cool. Thank
you so much. And yeah, trust me, like I think without like your fan cams and your hard work on this channel, I wouldn't have been able to write that letter. So I want to say thank you for providing this great fan base, this great content that you have been able to create over the years. So thank you so much for doing what you do. And yeah, so as I go now, I just want to say that no matter what happens, like at the end of our season, just look at what we can look on, how we can get better as a club. Like our young players have achieved. I think our young players have gone better. Like Ashton Moyer is showing some progress so far. Will Farrell is actually looking a very good player. And I've been very impressed with also some of the players that come across, like Jack Savani, who has been very good in defense, and Nick Haynes as well. He may start bad, but he later on became a very good asset in the defense. But yeah, I just think that, we just need to stick thick and thin with the club. We need to trust Graham White that he can make the right choices. And no matter what happens, no matter the changes, no matter which players come and go, we just stick within the group, we stick together, and we just make sure that no matter what happens next season, we show up no matter what. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, guys, Terry, thanks so much for having me on. Hopefully this tribunal does not waste any more of your time. Anyway, see you lads. Go Blues.
Go Blues. See you, Lewis. Give it up for Lewis. It was brilliant. Now, I'm interested in this. Jen, I think I saw your comment here. Where is it? I didn't know this was a thing. Did any other members who filled out the survey get a call back from the club today? Is there anybody else that this happened to? If so, what was the context of the conversation? I'm curious about that. While you talk about that, I want to show you something magical that happened today, right? So Ben Camporelli was suspended for 4 weeks for his push, nudge of Dev Robinson into another player, and he was cited. And we know that the club's going to be appealing that, and that'll be tomorrow. So there's that. Now, at the same time, something quite incredible happened, right? So we had, shout out to Adrian Salerno. So we saw that Ben Camporelli was given the 4-match ban, all good, no worries, right? So this action here, for whatever reason, was not cited originally, right? So check this out. So here, this play here is Dev Robertson. He's been tackled to the ground. I might slow this one down too. Playback speed, right? Check out. That work? Yeah. Check out what happened here. Look at this. Boom! And then there's a kick. I might actually go to Carlton Blues fans because I reckon Carlton Blues fans has this clear footage. So initially, there was no suspension, nothing was cited. As we have the latest update. Where are we? Let me just update this. CFC Central, you've done it. Okay. All right, let me get this one up. 5:37 p.m. Okay, there's the latest. Cerra would have challenged previous umpire contact offences if he knew about this crackdown at the time. That's the latest update. So Carlton Blues fans highlights with a video what Devin Robertson did. I want to find the video of it. No, there's like a clear video where he kicks him. I can't see it. Maybe I can show you the Ben Camporelli one. Check this. This is Ben Camporelli's one. So fourth quarter. I'll slow it down. So Ben's here. Gets a little push off. No worries. Bit of jostling. I don't know when this happened in relation to previously. So they're fighting for position. And he pushes him. And they collide. And there's concussion involved. And that's why Ben's having the 4-week suspension. Okay? No worries. But there wasn't anything cited for the Dev Robertson hit. And then it started getting shared on Twitter and people were tagging the AFL. And then all of a sudden, Dev Robertson was offered a 2-match suspension and it would be downgraded to 1 game if he pleaded guilty, which is just incredible. So that's what's happened there. Has anyone seen the footage of Dev Robertson, but like with a little bit more clarity of the kick? Because there's a punch, which we all see, but then there's a kick afterwards. So John Ralph loves to get shitty with people that call him out. I did see that, James. Love your work. Yeah. Dev Robertson did a Tom Lynch. Yeah. Got nothing. He got a 2-week suspension downgraded to 1 week with the guilty plea. Oh, you've done this? He loves a good Richmond bias, but fair play. That's his team. Anyway, I think it's really interesting how this has just changed, like slowly but surely every week there seems to be one little layer added to the story of how fans and fan media is just having more and more power than what it used to. Like, I don't know if Dev Robertson gets this suspension if it wasn't highlighted out there online today. Or maybe they would have found it. Negligent by the MRO. Who I don't know. I'm not sure who Robinson hit. Hello, Julia. There will be no footy abroad tonight. We'll be back next week, potentially. No, we should be back next week. That's fine. Hey, Tony. Yes, we did see that. We went through the injury report earlier here on the show. McGovern and Fantasia out until round 21. I think Harry Mackay's out until next week, but Sard will be back. Yeah, Bugs, I'm with you. I'm with you. I think it's worse. Yeah. All right, back to the case. The latest update is that there's been discussions around, if you're just joining, basically, the reason why we're here is because Cerra was obviously cited for his umpire contact. But the new rules, the new crackdown means that where there is careless umpire contact in a situation like this one with Cerra, level 1 is you plead guilty, you plead not guilty. Cerra has pled guilty to careless umpire contact. So now what they do is they look at all three of his previous offenses, because if you've had 4 instances of careless umpire contact in a 2-year span, you are up for a punishment. And basically, the AFL want to fine Cerra $6,250. The Blues say it should be no more than $5,000. And the reason is because Cerra should not be fined more than what he normally would be, just because there are other... I can't copy this, Tony. Just because there are other offences throughout the year. So there's over 60 instances this year of careless umpire contact. My question is, at what point does this become a conversation around it being due to an extra umpire on the field? Tony, thank you. All right, I'm going to share this. Doesn't really show too much of the kick, but anyway, we'll play it anyway. Does anyone know when this happened in the game? Like, at what point in the game? Was it before? I mean, I guess it would have had to have been before Ben Camporelli pushed him. So Dev Robertson's here. Let's slow this right down. This all could have been avoided if we just drafted Dev Robertson. So he's punched here. And there's like a little kick there as well. Thanks for that, Tony. It won't take long. Well, it's been 43 minutes. The tribunal is now deliberating. All right. Guys, we might have an early night. This might actually take less than an hour. What do you think will happen? Jen, this is a good question. So back to what Miko said earlier. Why aren't the umpires penalised? There's fewer of them, but the 56 odd incidents involves them as a common denominator. Well, I think because they've added the extra umpire, and I also wonder if umpires have been fined for a careless contact, why it hasn't been made public. Because what it looks like now is it's only going to be made public when a player makes careless contact with an umpire. But what about if it's the other way around? For example, was it the umpire's fault for the collision with Lockie Cowan? Don't know. I think so. Otherwise, I think we might be... Oh, no, we wouldn't be having this conversation if that was the case. Can I play that again? Yeah, I can play it again. I can absolutely play it again. So you see the punch and a kick. Oh, wait, is it going to show the kick? It could. Punch. It doesn't really show it. I've seen it somewhere. So that's for Ben tomorrow, Ben Camporelli. So that's that footage. Dozzy. Ben, okay, so the Dev punch was the third quarter and the Camporelli. Well, I don't condone what Ben did, but it's kind of good to know that he's got a little mean streak in him, you know? All right. We are maybe moments away from a final decision here. We can all go home. I mean, we are home, but we can all be done. Tribunal's deliberating. Extra ump has to increase the odds for around ground, not at stoppage. That's true. Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Rocco, you received your BA keyring in the mail. Fantastic news. Good to know that it's come through. Lucas, been waiting. John, Lucas, your name was John yesterday, and Dominic a few weeks before. You've been waiting for 4 weeks to react to the 2021 compilation, like I said. Well, now that you're like spamming about it, I don't want to. So, yeah. Troy, what a wonderful question. David Zeed is running the most interesting poll, and I think the most relatable question. Is this the most pointless tribunal we've ever had? Hey, Jackson Birch. Frankie, yeah. So he was. So I don't know if you've just tuned in. Initially, he wasn't cited for it at all. When the Ben Camporelli suspension was announced, people on Twitter were and Carlton Blues fans who clips up a lot of these videos for us for highlights, shared the video of Dev Robertson hitting our player in the VFL, and it wasn't cited at all. And then a few hours passed along, and then eventually Dev Robertson was cited. So he was offered a 2-week suspension, which can be brought down to a 1-week suspension with a guilty plea. So that's kind of the fascination about today and how it's all played out. Yep. This is one of the most pointless tribunals that we've done. We do also have, I think Mark messaged me earlier, we have have we lost a tribunal here when we've done a stream? Have we done a tribunal stream where a player has ultimately had the suspension? Maybe Boyd. Did we do one for Boyd? I don't remember. The Cowan should have been called back. I agreed. The longest one that we did, the Matt Owies one when he missed the final. Oh, what did he do again? Remind me. I think the longest one that we did was Cripps, wasn't it? Wasn't Cripps like 4 hours and 45 minutes, or have I got them mixed up? We're just waiting for a final verdict here for Adam Cerra. Rachel, I didn't think we had done one where we lost either. I don't remember Matt. What did Matt always do? Rough conduct. Yeah, but like, what did he do? Matt always tribunal. Oh, okay. He didn't play in the final end of last year after his 1-match suspension was upheld No, I don't think we did one. There was a morning tribunal. Wow. Okay. 1-match suspension. I've actually lost. I remember Cripps. We did the tribunal and we did the appeal. Tribunal telecast. Imagine one day they let us in, like just to do like a live feed from the tribunal outside. Imagine he hit Jack Higgins. Let's have a look. What did he do? I don't remember it. I don't know. It was his final game. He never played in the final against the Lions. All right. We're almost there. Should be done within the next few minutes. I kind of braced for a couple of hours, if I'm honest. Draft night? Yeah, draft night would be cool. Looks like we're going to be pretty active. Maybe not so much draft night, but trade period, I think we will be. We did one. Let's have a look. What did I miss? Matt Oe's Tribunal. But was I here in the morning? Did I do a Tribunal stream in the morning? I mean, it sounds like something I'd do. Yeah, you're right. It was 3 hours and 42 minutes. Yeah. Holy shit. That's right. I remember now. I remember saying, like, what are you all doing here? It's during the day. Check it out. This was us. That was what we were doing. Did I ever play the footage? I must have played the footage. Boyd round. I remember the Boyd one. Just trying to find the footage. The tackle. What was it? Oh, that's right. It was Voss Lesnar. That's when Voss Lesnar came in. Do you remember? Wow. The memories just fade. Still deliberating the tribunal. So the Cripps one, 4 hours, 44 minutes and 14 seconds. The appeal, 2 years ago. Wow. The cow incident should have been a ball up. Yeah, I thought that was the rule too, especially when there's an advantage to a team. Lucas, we were delusional, thinking we were going to make top 2 and contend for a flag. Yeah, we all thought that the back end of last year was due to injury and that we'd just go again and sack Russell and our injuries would be fixed. Who knew? Can I show some footage? Yeah, I did have it. I did show it earlier. Yeah. But it's weird. He's not really being... The reason why he's being fined is not so much because of this one action, right? It's because he's accumulated 4 in a 2-year period. That's why we're here. So you'll see him pop out here, left of screen. I initially thought Neil pushed him, but you can see he clearly doesn't. Like he goes to and then doesn't. Like it is pretty careless from Ches. That's an interesting idea. Lucas, you rewatched the GWS fan cams from round 17 today in 2024. What did you make from it? The people on were so content we were second when George Hewitt was the sub. Yeah, who would have known? Who would have thought that would be the beginning of the end? We don't have an update. We're almost there. This has been the AFL Tribunal equivalent of being catfished, is the latest update. Zeta's being a little bit funny. There were danger signs written all over. Well, I mean, it's easy to look at danger signs in hindsight. I mean, looking back now, danger signs was the doggies game when they just couldn't get up. When we played Richmond in round 14, they matched us. Maybe. Hello, Kev. Players know about it, therefore should change their ways. Fair enough, mate. Can someone please show Mucker, Charlie the Duke, Earl Spalding, please, just watch him on YouTube. That's what we need. Big, strong, crashing type. Yeah. Massa, the Hawks are pumped for the draft. It's going to be a great night for you lot. He really did blindside himself focusing on Lockie, but Neil was smart and knew that there's a chance to use the ump to get around him. And I think that's what's really happening here. Players will use it to their advantage, especially when you've got a smart player like Lockie and Neil who probably knew that Cerra was in line for a suspension and just let it play out. The worst suspension I can remember was, do you mean Diesel Williams pushing an umpire was way over the top, 9 weeks. That's interesting. What is the worst suspension that you've ever seen? Those of you watching, what is the worst? I'm trying to think. The worst suspension I've ever seen. What's the worst suspension? That was pretty bad. But I mean, he did the wrong thing. What I mean is like incorrect suspension, like way over the top suspension. Peter Dean was suspended for 4 weeks for a toe tap. Yeah, right. Hello, mate. No footy abroad tonight. We'll be back next week. Strap the stand rule restricted area and make a restricted area behind the umpire at the bounce. Yep. Jamie, yep. Just rewind 5 minutes. We just watched it. Just watched it. Plowman. Oh, Webby, was this against was this Plowman when he went for the ball and he collided with Hawthorn's, what was his name? The guy that played for Fremantle and maybe Gold Coast. Jager O'Meara. I remember that. He sure got 4 weeks for touching an umpire when he played at Collingwood. Okay. Cripps for the shirt front that won the Brownlow. Okay. Lucas, do I think once we were... Also, Lucas, why do you keep changing your name? Just out of curiosity. Why is it Lucas and then Dominic and then John? Do you think once we were second in round 15? I think Josh was your name once upon a time as well. Voss got too comfortable and started tinkering with players' positions. Maybe. Potentially. According to ChatGPT, the longest suspension in history was given to Carlton player Alex Lang in 1910, who received a 99-game suspension for bribery. I think I remember reading about this. Bizarre. Weren't the 1995 players, didn't they admit to tanking the games that they lost to the shitty teams? Have I made that up? Robbie Varley, you got Plowman on your wall. Plowman should have got 23 weeks, so we didn't have to watch him. That's tough on Plowman. That's tough. Robbie, $7.99. Super sticker. Thank you very much, mate. Well, we've ticked over an hour. This has to be... Streets won't forget legend Tony Lynn. Who's Tony Lynn? Lost to the Swans and Saints only. That was 95, right? They lost to the two bottom teams. Talk was they put money on the other teams, just urban bullshit, really. Okay, so that there wasn't... Okay. I thought that was proved to be true. Sounds like a pretty Carlton thing to do back in the day, isn't it? All right, we still don't have a verdict. They're still deliberating. That's the latest update. We're past 6 o'clock. It's gone over an hour. Who's Tony Lynn? Carlton, Tony Lynn. Tony Lynn was a right foot, back pocket player with a distinctive bowl style haircut who played for the Blues between 1994 and 1996. Tony Lynn. Okay. Why do we need to know about Tony Lynn? Good hair. He was probably picked up by the Blues after a fantastic game for the Allies where he had the ball on a string. Played his first game for Carlton before he turned 26. He played 27 games for Carlton, including 20 in 1994. He could roost a 50-meter goal and seemed to revel in running forward despite predominantly being played back. He kicked 14 goals overall. Yeah, fair. He came second in the reserves best and fairest in 1995. Why do the streets not forget Tony Lynn? I'm confused. The longest suspension for umpire contact was for Collingwood player John Burke, who received a 10-year suspension, later commuted to 6 years plus 16 matches for kicking an umpire. Jeez. Hey, Sonny. No, Campo is tomorrow. Hey, Dynamo, thank you very much. Pete, thanks for being here, mate. Glad you're enjoying it. Although, we haven't done anything special. Just kind of hanging out. I think it goes to show it's a little less than just the Carlton stuff. Oh, here we go. Nope. No update. It's just more about being together with some people. Has anyone else heard any rumors around player movement? Oh, how's today, right? Did anyone see Damien Barrett last night? He reported that Tom de Koning was suffering from issues with his larynx still. I asked people at the club today about it, and I basically was told, no, that's not coming from us at all. So the question is that a manager? Is that a player manager just feeding that information? And are we going to see more of this fugazi as we go on? Tatum's, they won't suspend any player. I have a feeling this is just to highlight it. But if they really want to crack down on this, they're going to have to suspend a player. That's why I thought Cerra might be the one. They're going to make an example out of someone. Manager keeping the price up. Footage of the Burke incident is full on. Maybe we can look it up. What was his name? John Burke? Sammy McClure said that the Saints could offer more for TDK. Yeah. Lucas, did I buy into that Brisbane started 0-5 so we can? I buy into anything can happen, whether it's Brisbane or anyone. Richmond beat us after being down 46 points. Of course, it's from his manager. He's playing badly and the fans are onto him. Yeah. John Burke. I don't know if I can find the footage. Oh, actually, I want to try and find this footage of Diesel Williams. They would also be concerned about the damage to public image. I'm serious. He's about to be the highest paid player in the entire AFL. They are massaging his image. Interesting. Sammy, yeah, good point. Tom de Koning is a fantastic human being. An absolutely fantastic human being. He's so good to people and he's so good to fans and he comes from a great family. It's just the reality of sport. This is the business of sport. It's what it is. The umpire instigated the contact. Yeah. I mean, you can argue that. You can also argue that the umpire always goes back. You can't hate anyone for taking 1.7. That's if it. What if it's not real? And what if this is all just a mirage and he just wants to go to another club like Geelong? That's what I want to know. Yeah, we're still waiting. Still waiting for a decision. Just fine him. We're actually waiting for a decision on what the fine's going to be. We're not waiting on whether or not they're going to suspend him. We're literally sitting here waiting for a decision as to whether or not it's going to be a $6,250 fine or a $5,000 fine. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's what we're doing here. Diesel Williams suspension. Nine-match suspension for pushing an umpire. Okay, I got it here. Greg Williams, 9-match suspension for pushing an umpire. 1997.
Succeeding in having the suspension quashed.
Behind closed doors, Williams punched the air when given the good news. Publicly, he maintained his composure.
I'm just relieved, really. It's been a big week, and that's good. It's good news. Thank you. Before the Supreme Court of Appeals overturned that decision, siding with the AFL and reinstating Diesel's 9-match penalty.
This is a very, very strong endorsement of the way in which the tribunal conducts itself. the league comes out of it pretty well.
Wait, where's the push? That's the push?
Laid his hand on umpire Andrew Coates in round one.
He got 9 weeks for that?
Laid his hand on umpire Andrew Coates in round one. No one knew where it would lead. A subsequent challenge taking the AFL in and out of court.
Wow.
Initially succeeding in having the suspension quashed.
There's got to be better footage. Oh, he got. Oh, wait. You all weren't watching. So he's here. This is kind of like he's in the way. The players are in the way. So he's like in front of 22, Glenn Manton. Oh, I mean, he kind of pushed him, but like not 9 weeks worth. That is bizarre. That is bizarre. I thought the 90s was like the hard times. What happened? I thought it's all soft now. Still no update. They're still deliberating. Ridiculous. Yeah, this is just a money making it. Great for the lawyers because you've ticked over an hour. Now you can charge for the second. Simon, you were there. It was weak as piss. Nothing in it. 9 weeks. Oh, imagine us doing watch-alongs. Tribunal, appeal, Supreme Court, appeal. Can you imagine? If it happened today, it'd be 20 weeks, let's be honest. It was after the game. And yeah, right. I actually remember Ed Kerno. Didn't Ed Kerno get a suspension? Ed Kerno, umpire contact. Yeah, he did. I want to see the footage. Disgusting decision as well. The Ed Kerno one. I remember it. Ed Kerno, umpire contact. Oh, I can see a still. He got 1 week. Hello, Jamie Lee. Good to see you today. Bugs Bug, you did a watch along on your own. You were fuming about the 9 weeks. It's bizarre. Wait, so how were you all getting updates about the Diesel Williams tribunal situation? Like, there was no internet, right? Like, there was nowhere to watch live updates of tribunals that were happening in the 90s. So how were you all getting the information? Were you just waiting or was it live? Was it broadcasted on Channel 7 or whatever it was? What was the news? We didn't get updates apart from news. Oh, okay. So news breaks throughout the night. Wow. News updates on radio. Okay. Okay. Fair enough. I see. Wow. What a time. That's bizarre. Drums through the mountains. Take a look at the John Burke footage. All right. I will actually. John Burke. John Burke suspension hits umpire. Oh. Okay. This is bad.
Actually, when I was... Hey,
Oh, no.
that's unbelievable.
You can't be doing that.
Sensational. The umpire has gone down. Now, there are a number of others coming up to talk to him, get him off.
Take him off now.
Well,
boy.
he's got him.
I think you've got to take the boy off.
Very smart.
You've got
He's
to
lost his head.
Leaving the ground.
take him off.
Oh, dear, dear, dear.
He'll whack the runner now.
Well,
I
I'm
think-
not a happy boy. And
Is there like an update?
he's into someone in the stand.
Oh, he's give him
Gee.
one.
Oh, he hit a.
He's
Wait.
into someone in the stand.
Oh, he's give him one too.
Yep.
Yeah, he's done well.
Oh, that's very silly.
What happens now, John? John Burke hasn't said this before, but Collingwood actually summoned him to a meeting a few days before that game.
The lead up was that I'd met with Collingwood, I'm pretty sure it was either on the Tuesday or the Wednesday prior to the Sunday game, which was the infamous game, if you like. And the deal would be that I'd go out there and play well this week, and I'd either, one, be promoted to the Collingwood senior team, two, be offered as to be sold to the Sydney Swans.
Wow. This man kicked an umpire. One week for Green, 9 for Williams. AFL hate Carlton and love the interstate teams. Yeah. Bizarre. Yeah, just a little love tap with his feet. He's trying to play footsies. Adam Cerra has been fined. We have a final verdict. You know what? We haggled. We fought tooth and nail. That's what we did. Final decision. Adam Cerra has been fined $5,500. So they kind of split it down the middle. The Blues negotiated with the AFL. It was going to be either 6,000. The AFL wanted to fine Carlton $6,250. The Blues wanted the fine to be $5,000. In the end, it ended up being $5,000 plus GST. $5,500. Gosh. Anyway, I think that's it. That'll do us. Didn't go as long as I thought it would, to be honest. I thought it'd be a bit longer, but such is life. All right. We have one more update. Jeff Gleason. Jeff Gleason says, this hearing provides very clear notice to players that players who repeatedly commit the offence of careless contact with an umpire will not necessarily benefit from an incrementally increased fine, or indeed that a fine will always be the appropriate action. Okay, so that's a bit of a statement to say, hey, we're using this tribunal hearing as your big statement, but there's also going to be another big statement coming that we will suspend a player for doing this soon. Thank goodness it's not us. Because I think Ben Camporelli, the poor lad, will be made an example of tomorrow. I have a feeling. So interesting. Let me just write this down so you can all read it. So this is from 6/8/8. Fascinating stuff. It'd be a very expensive season for these players. They might be out of a salary. All right, ladies and gents, that's us. Adam Cerra has been fined, and he will thankfully play this week against the D's. $5,500 for making his fourth offence in a 2-year period for carelessly making contact with an umpire. So that's that. All right. Good to hang out with you all. I will see you all tomorrow for the preview. I'm catching up with Adrian from the debrief tomorrow at the MCG. And then I will do my own preview as well. So that'll all be out tomorrow. See you then. Go Blues.